So we are discussing about the concept of map. Okay, we have completed and displaying the output of. Let us first open that output. So display the group of records. Now we want to write a condition. So to write a condition, we use a built-in method like a map. Have of course, map is used to associate a group of records and extracting one by one and displaying. And filter is a point of extracting each and everything and giving an output finally with the conditions. So filter of function, then from the users, we extract it into a user, and here we are returning with the condition. Meaning, what I want to say is user dot age greater than or equals to 15. So those who have age greater than or equals to 15, then that particular records especially will be affected. From then it just from then it entering into the records which is fetching from the filter function. So see that output. We got what are the records having equals to 15, then we are exactly fetching the records especially. Okay, this is how you can do it. Then so with this we have discussed the concepts of uh, event handler, object, form validations, constructors, cookies, and everything. So now we are entering into the concept of ES6. Okay, so as discussed, we are now entering into the point of ES6. What is an ES6? Okay, let me write. First of all, let me open separate folder. We even can say this is CMA script, ECMAScript abbreviation, which is also known as ES6 as known as ECMAScript. And in this, we can say first point is an advanced things that coming from JavaScript, having some advanced features here. What are those advanced features? Let us discuss. Let us write notes and discuss. ECMA SCRIPT ECMAScript 6. And the features, we can say some of the features which is comparing to JavaScript. Already we have discussed point here. I mean JavaScript itself. Let me write like this. Const arrow functions. You can see even a classes, then default parameter values, and we even can say some other built-in functions. We can say some built-in functions. And additionally, about these things, we even can say some more features also. Uh, for why we are discussing for loop means already we have discussed now. Comparing to JavaScript for loop, here it is something different. That's why. And additionally, we even have spread attributes point. Spread then maps, then sets, and then static methods, then getters and setters. These are the things that we can, not we can have, we are having in ES6. So coming to the point of let and constant, already we have discussed. So I don't want to again discuss the same concept in JavaScript itself. We have discussed it right now. But anyway, let me give one example so that we can. I mean, why I'm giving an example means having some small changes. That's why. Otherwise, we can skip this one. Okay. Let me. Why? Because why should we have to skip once we discuss maximum? It will be completed. Let dot ht. Let me copy. JavaScript overview. Where is that overview? Anyway, we are not going to meet in separate files, so why should we have to execute that file? Then, okay, now come to the point. I'm writing if condition. Defaultly, we are setting as a true, so it will enter into the what you can say block and declaring a variable a let keyword. Let equals to something, and we are printing document dot write a. Why we have written like this? First of all, let us see that output. Okay, as we have assigned a value 3 and it's just displaying. Now, let us hold on please. Okay, so what I want to do after coming outside of the block, then let us see whether it will be accessible or not. No, that is why. Okay, observe. You have declared variable a. That is the var is accepting irrespective. I mean, a local variable and even a local variable can also be accessed outside of that. What you can say, outside of that particular block. But whereas the variable which is declared with the keyword let will be accessed only within the block, and the variables which are declared with a let keyword are unable to access outside of that block. It is This is one example to get a clarity we have done. Okay, let me write one more example. Document dot write let a equals to something, let b equals to something. We are writing the condition true. Inside this, let A equals to 7. Let C equals to 6. Something we have written. And now let me copy. Make it A, C plus A and B. So now, okay, anyway, it is not going to push you. Make it this one, ignore for time being. A 7, what is that? Which is a local variable. C 6, okay. And A, what is that? 2 and B 5. So it is separated. The global variables separated, whereas the local variables separated. This is just I want to show. The first point is of course it's new, which is even though a variable, of course, when we declare it as a var keyword, then that can be accessible in the block, outside of that block. But when we have written with a keyword let, that is not accessible outside of that block. Okay. Then now coming to the point of just constant. Not we say constant means or as variable means assigning something a value. But we even can also assign group of values to the constant. Const. Hope you are all listening. I mean, getting the points what we are discussing. Of course, just return constant is very simple only. I'm just wants to ask you whether is it clear or not from my end, video and audio. Can you please respond at least one? Const A equals to something and document then okay. So now A equals to something. Sorry, A equals to 4. And then again you want to print. Obviously, we will be getting an error. What is the error we will be getting? We will be getting item assignment not possible or something error not accepting. So let us see. A only one time, and you even can see here the error message. Invalid assignment to the constant here. Okay, so it won't accept as already we know. We just given one value. Then now apply another example. Sorry, const. You even can also write like this, and that equals to something Ruby on Rails, PHP, Java, then okay, AngularJS. So let it be like this, a number of things. And document dot write what we have written. Of course, you need to stop this one. Otherwise, we can't see that output. Okay, we are able to see that list of things what we have. Now, for example, in the languages, and that equals to, we want to write something else. Will it be accepted? If you try to print out this one, right now, invalid assignment to constant languages. My concept is here, along with the existing values, Ruby on Rails, PHP, Java, or whatever it is. I want to add JavaScript also. That's the reason you are writing. But I think what you are writing here, you want to add means it should not be erase the existing. It should be appended. So when we want something that should be appended, when we want something that should be added to the existing values, then in that case, languages dot push is a built-in function. Inside that, we are passing the value. And so let us print. Timing here, ignore this one. Then right now, so adding of a new value can be possible. Changing of existing values can't be possible even in constant, but adding of a new value can be possible by writing a constant. Then now come to the point of arrow functions. We know already how we can write a function, function call, function parameters, and so on, so on. And coming to the point of an arrow functions, what it will be and how it will be. Let us write it. So, for example, we have given a call user details, which is called function call. Okay, and you are passing something values, two parameters. We end definition. It is just a general what we are writing as of now. First, function space, user details, then name, comma, age, and then we are just printing, not doing any. So, so of course here it is not concept of an arrow. We did not still written. We are yet to write standard thing what we have all like this. The same thing or some other thing. Maybe not only this function, anything. Then, for example, add function and enter into the definition. A function name is acting as a name, and that equals to opening closing parenthesis where it can have its parameters and writing its definition with an arrow. Why or else what is the meaning or what is the usage of writing like this? Instead of working with a traditional way, if you have given like this, a function name acting as a variable, then we say it is much faster comparing to general way. Simply we can say comparing to variable and function which is much faster. What do you say? Variable, because variable is just holding a single value, direct value, whereas function we can't say. We can have a number of statements and how much complicated we don't say able to say. So in this case, comparing to variable and function, which is much faster than you say, obviously variable only. That's the reason even it is a function, we are just converting it as a variable and that equals to the total after equals to symbol is everything is considered as a single value uh, variable, but actually it is a function. So yes, of course, you can write here it's a document dot write or return statement, whatever you want. Same like as you can say document dot write n1 plus right now. Then so in the same way, how you can call parameters. We are discussing the concepts here, arrow functions. Okay, we will discuss classes concept also later. Default parameters. And then Anyway, once we enter into the concept of React.js and at the same time or as an AngularJS, without a class, without an object, without a property, without a method, these four names, these four topics, without those things, nothing else we are going to do, right? So I don't want to mess up all the things at once. That's the reason I'm making one by one simpler way, and we'll move all the things with additional concepts. So default, what I can say, parameters. Then, what is the concept of default parameters? For example, in the very beginning, and the first statement, you have passed two values, whereas for the second statement, you are not passing the second value. You're passing something only the first value. Will it acceptable? It will give error. Let us see. John and undefined. Then instead of making something undefined, if you want to make it something value that should be placed in place of we did not send a value, then at that time of you even can set something like this. Something, let me write a value or values corresponding, right? That is how you can say the default parameters. Then now working with the concept of a loop, that's it, default only. Default. If you don't pass anything, default loop Paul and 20 will be applying to the variables and displaying. Then the next concept is for loop. And we know actually if for that can be for I or is any variable, something assignment, condition, and incrementing based on the condition. If it is getting true, it will be entering into the block and will be executed. This is what we know. We even can also use for in another way. Especially this will be used in terms of an object that how we can retrieve. So let us first write here. Not only object, even we can have a loop same. So let ARR something. Now for normally you will be writing finding out how many values and assignment, condition, and so on. Right? Here is an unconditional loop. We can say something, a sample. We can say let value of array, whatever that you have done, and entering into this, extracting one by one automatically from the array. right? So you can write here. Then let us see that output. Right? We have four values and each value is displaying. Obvious. Then in another way also, not only a group of values in numbers or something a array, we even can also pass a string. So let us do one thing. Something we have assigned a value to a variable for let extracting each and every character. Let char of that given str1. So document.write char. So all the characters we are extracting, right? This is now working with the concept of spread attributes. What is that spread attributes? Let us work. Attributes dot. So the concept of what is the concept of spread attributes? It is used to spread the expression as the name suggests. How it will work? Let us write. So let me write here the statement. Spread attributes help to spread the expression as the name suggests. And we can say in simple words, simple word, it converts a list of a list of elements to an array and vice versa. This is the meaning we can say. It converts a list of elements to an array or is vice versa. Okay, first of all, let's work with the example without the spread attributes and with spread attributes so that we can get a clarity. So what I'm saying is here, for example, some elements. Some elements, write a square. That is what we can say list of elements, a group of elements. Something related for timing 3. You have given a call. So as you have given a call, according to the concept of arrow functions, we will implement. Sorry, we will implement. Along with the concept of arrow functions, we will implement. So let some elements and that equals to, we are converting a group of elements into a array. What is the difference between group of elements? Means group of elements just showing as a single, but that you are extracting. That's what you can see. And here, okay, for timing, I'm just sorry, document dot write. Okay, we just displaying value, and additionally, let me write something. Let sum that equals to 0. Then for, as we have passed a group of values at a time to ARR right now. So for element of ARR inside that block, sum plus equal to, so we entered into the block and given something as it is what we have and extracting with adding, and finally let us print. So we are displaying all the values and something added. Okay. Of course, it's the concept of without spread. Let me write here. Without spread attributes. We did not implement it still. The concept of with spread attributes. Now to come to the point of with spread attributes, how it will be. Let me take some. Okay, let me do one. So now observe. I am writing okay some elements to to make it something different function. Opening closing parenthesis. Making here individual values. Here you have grouped all the values, but here you are passing individually. So then enter into the definition. Let some elements some elements and that equals to, let me copy same and we'll just apply. Make it now this one some elements to and something so on so on. First of all, see that output. We're getting 6. Okay, what is that we are getting 6? This one. Let me write here ARR2 and ARR2 to get out to get something an output, sorry, to get something a different ARR2, and we are extracting one by one. ARR2. What about the values what we have asked to print here? It is not printing. ARR2 as a group of values and extracting, and what it is happening here, 6 to 7 we have passed, but it is displaying only one value, that is it is treating only one value. When we have observed here, when we have triple dot, then okay, so overall concept is when there is a square bracket which is considered as a array, that is simple that all are working extracting as an array. But when you passed separate values and you want to implement in, then you are making or you are converting. That's why we say the statement list of elements converting to an array. That is the concept. Okay. By writing 3 triple dots, it just converted to an array and done some functionality what we have expected. This is how we can work with the concept of spread attributes. And then with the concept of map. Okay, use that already just now we work now. Or else yesterday we have done with map, but this is separate. So let us apply the concept of map. Hope you are all getting. But if you are unable to get, please let me know. It won't without any hesitations. Because I don't know now how many of you are getting are understanding. That's why I'm saying map. Okay, let me write maps. What is the concept of map? Let us write here. Holds key value pairs. It's similar to an array, but we can define our own you can say we can define our own index, and indexes are unique in maps. So what is that concept where new map, I'm just writing something, and that equals to new space with map built-in constructor. With this, you can say setting of keys and its values. How? With new map dot set is a built-in function. We are setting a key, then its value, something else, and then new map dot set id, something. Additionally, not only a key can have a single value, even it can have a group of values. So new map dot set interest. Interest means I'm saying writing or languages, whatever that you want. Then so it will be like these two things. Okay, you have assigned values keys and you want to display the details. So new map dot get, and here and new map dot get id and dot get will it be output, I mean by writing double quotations will it go, so will show an output. Why it won't show? It will show because of when you are setting the keys in double quotations by setting, same way you are accessing now. So okay then, so now first of all see that output. Not getting. New map object. Okay. Object dot get. Okay. Let us do one thing. Let us write statement document dot write. Right. We are getting. And if you want to find out the size of a map, then and if you want to find out the size of a map, then we have, let us write, so we can say document dot write size of map, and then new map size. That's it. And if you want to fetch only keys and only you can say values, then how? New map dot keys new map dot keys and sorry values here. Okay, and but it is showing in the format of an object map iterator. So to get an output, we can use like this. For let key of map dot new map keys. Then we can see right extracting the keys we have extracted. In the same way, we even can also extract values. You can see here values and then value and combination of keys and values if you want to extract at a time. Okay, and combination of keys and values if we want to extract. Then one more example. Make it here. Let square bracket key and its value from an object directly. There's no specific thing. From this, you are extracting then so key and its value display at a time. Right? Key name its value job something. Then in the same way, now we will discuss the concept of a set. How we can do it. What is the concept of set? Let us write. What is the concept of a set or sets? Sets are used to store values any type. What is that? Let us write. Let me do one thing. Let me write here. Sets are used to store the unique sets are used to store the unique values of any type. So how were something variable sets and that equals to new space. A set is a built-in constructor. One second, hold So now observe here. Sets dot. These are all the functions that we can set and adding something value A, adding something B, and sets dot adding something. Okay, let me write A once again. Then for let value of sets, and then document dot write of what do you say? Okay, so now see that output. Even though we have three values, actually we have duplicated. But what it is saying, sorry, okay, it's saying we can save only unique values, not a concept of duplicate values into the sets. And that's the reason it is just accessing only the unique values. Okay, so like this. And tomorrow we'll discuss the rest of the functionalities of static methods and uh, reset static methods, getters and setters, and additionally call, apply, even that also. Okay, even classes also we'll discuss that tomorrow itself. So once it's completed, then we move to the concept of MongoDB and combination with the Node.js. Okay. So hope you have understood the things. Of course, it's easier only today what we have discussed. Concepts, just getting an idea about the concept of spread attributes, arrow functions, and sets are the two or three things or maps are the four things new. Okay, right? Can we move to tomorrow? Any queries or doubts? We can discuss. As discussed, call, apply, bind, and this we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. So okay then. Thank you and bye.
Hi, thank you.